Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Today is February 5th, and then right next to me, we have JB
Adamson.
Adamson.
Yes, sir.
He's making his MMA amateur debut. It's a big moment for a lot of guys. This is definitely one of the big moments for MMA fighters. Their amateur debut and their pro debut. Those two debut are the biggest moment for them. Now let's introduce you to all the MMA fight fans out there, JB. Who you are, where are you coming from, where are you born and raised?
Absolutely, man. So I'm born and raised in the Bay Area, man. I'm local. I was born in Berkeley. I've lived all over, man. Fremont, Oakland. For the longest time, I lived in Mountain View, a little town in the peninsula. I don't know if you're familiar.
Mountain View, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice area.
Google's headquarters, everything. Yep. Nice spot.
Now, what do you do for work?
So I'm a personal trainer. I own my own business. Atomo Fitness, ATOMO Fitness.com if you guys want to check it out. I do online training. I do in-person coaching, both in-home and at a nice private facility. So whatever you need, I got you. And I also teach some group classes. I teach kickboxing, Muay Thai, at a couple different gyms as well.
Now, are you emphasized on training your client like a weight loss, muscle gain, and get in shape type of personal trainer?
Definitely. Weight loss is a huge one, right? That's a very common one here. But if I had to name a specialty, it would be adjusting for any kinds of injuries. So I'm a huge fan of rehabilitative exercise. There's no better feeling than when you're training somebody, they say, man, I haven't squatted in 10 years because my knees are just so bad.
Oh yeah.
And to see their face light up when they go, man,
I
can squat again. Oh, I got you. Let's do it. Let's go to work. I got you. Well, maybe, I don't know if you got a squat rack, but
we have a squat rack, a big rig rack downstairs, but like, my right knee is pretty practically, my doctor said you have zero cartilage, basically bone to bone. So it's kind of painful to even do lunges sometimes.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
crazy. As you get older, you're losing mobility too, you know. Now, what got you into training martial art?
Yeah, man, so I'll say this. I started with Taekwondo when I was very, very young. I know a lot of people's first exposure is like karate or Taekwondo.
Right.
And a lot of people kind of scoff at that. But just as a young kid, it's good to build up your athleticism. It's good to get exposed to it. And the interesting thing about the gym that I went to, shout out to Ernie Reyes, West Coast in Mountain View. This is a long time ago. The owner, Peter, ended up actually converting it to an MMA gym. So he had us drilling triangles, he had us doing boxing combos.
Nice.
And we were known, you know Ernie Reyes West Coast? When if you're like, I'm a black belt from Ernie Reyes West Coast. It doesn't carry the same weight as like, I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, it is what it is, no disrespect. But when we would go to our exams and our competitions, we would spar and we'd have boxing style. We do like some jiu-jitsu, some takedowns.
Like relate to extreme martial art? No.
Did it convert to extreme martial? Maybe. I don't know. I know that the original location where it was at it's just closed. There's nothing there. But I have a feeling they moved maybe to Santa Clara or something like that.
I see.
Ernie Reyes is definitely still around.
So you start off as a striker.
As a really young kid,
young
but
kid
in
now,
high school boxing.
But now you
like
are training with Leo Proto Saram. You're training under him, and I know they're more like a jiu-jitsu base. You know, how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, great question. I'm going on about 2 years of jiu-jitsu training, but I have done judo previously, and always trying to improve. I love the sport of wrestling. I missed the chance to do it in high school and college, but it's a beautiful sport to me. There's nothing better than making someone fly or getting that nice single leg. So I do enjoy it. I love wrestling as well.
Now, what got you into like, I'm gonna get in the cage, I'm gonna fight? What got you into do that?
First and foremost, I think if you don't love this sport, if you're not a fan first and foremost, then there's no point in doing it, right?
Absolutely.
So just being excited about the sport. I've been watching the sport forever. And I remember going on YouTube as a kid and watching, like the Gracie era, the early days, a dude with like a shoe on one hand and then like a boxing glove on the other.
Wrestling shoes with the gi and everything, right?
A complete like hodgepodge of gear and stuff. So it just excited me. I like the idea of like what style's the best. And now everyone's just MMA style, right? Everyone's kind of can do a little bit of everything. But one, I want to test myself. Two, I love the sport and I think that it'll give me a deeper understanding and connection to anyone that I coach that's going to make that walk as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
And have you ever been to our event before?
Yeah, actually. So I cornered my buddy Alex. Shout out to Alex if you're watching the interview, bro. He had an amazing performance against Isaiah Spencer.
Oh,
Amazing fight. One of the best fights of that night. Absolutely.
Yes.
Full 3 rounds.
Is Alex gonna back in fighting again? Or?
He's gonna be back. Guaranteed he's gonna be back. He's gonna be back.
He's a stud. That's the up and comer, right?
He's very physical, man.
Yeah.
So about that fight, if you remember watching it, he had only trained striking for 2 months.
No shit.
before going in and fighting.
Wow.
He's a maniac. He's a maniac.
Got a lot of heart.
And he rocked the guy a couple. I mean, he's good. Shout out to Isaiah as well. I know he's fighting on the card. He's a good fighter.
Yes. So that's probably a potential in the future for you.
That would be great. Let's do the judgment.
Now, on this upcoming event, March 15th at Kezar Pavilion, who are you fighting?
I'm fighting a gentleman named Heya Mateke. I don't know much about him. I did peep his fighter page on Camo. Looks like he's about 6 foot, so I'm expecting a taller, skinnier, rangy guy. And you know, with those guys, tend to be a little bit more striking heavy. But you know, it's MMA, so we'll mix it up. And I don't know much more about him other than that. But you know, if it goes to the grappling, it goes to the grappling. I'm happy with that. If we're striking, I'm happy with that too.
Well, both you guys making a MMA debut,
Yes, sir.
so it's kind of tough to know what you're dealing with into that moment.
Correct.
And then on top of that, like debut, it's only 3 2-minute rounds, so time kind of go by a little bit faster.
Sure.
So whatever the game plan people think, as soon as the bell ring is first fight, whatever they say their game plan is a 9 out of 10. It's like after the fight, what did I do?
What happened?
What happened?
I've heard that a lot.
What happened? Until you probably like, I would say like most fighters get a hold of themselves usually like second or third fight, then they starting like, oh, I want to do this. I was doing this and I was switching, and then they starting to kind of know what's happening in the cage. First fight, most people just coming out the instinct, you know, and all those fighters, I am going to do this and that, and then they never happened.
Absolutely. I believe it.
It never happened.
I believe it.
But we'll see. You know, at least some people like they're making MMA debut, but they have like 200 wrestling match, or they have like a 15, 20 jiu-jitsu match. Then those guys probably a little bit more seasoning mental preparation. You know, so do you have a lot of jiu-jitsu grappling match or wrestling match, or any of that?
So no, this is I have competed previously. I have competed in smokers. I have competed in intramurals, right, for Muay Thai and striking. But I'm fully aware that the difference in intensity is very different when you have the ref saying, "Hey, don't knock him out, don't knock him out." Right? It's a little bit different than this crowd going, "Knock him out."
Just want to finish it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm prepared for it as best as I can. But the biggest thing I'm prepared for is exactly what you said. To go in and say, try not to
let the muscle memory
I was gonna say something, but
do the job.
Yeah,
let the muscle
exactly.
memory do the job.
Just go in and let the hands go.
Yeah. So now you're watching a lot of MMA. Who is
sir.
your favorite UFC fighter?
I mean, it's too many to count. If you're gonna make me name one,
Name one.
Max Holloway. Easy.
Max
Holloway. He is the man.
Yeah, he's the OG.
He is the man.
Yes. Wow, he's the GOAT.
Young legend, bro. Yeah, and he's been doing it forever, but he's only what, 30? 32?
Yeah, he's pretty young. He's pretty young.
He's the man.
Well, a lot of Hawaiian guys, because here's the thing, in California, you don't allow to fight, even as an amateur, it has to be 18. But now in Hawaii, they're fighting in 14, 15.
Sheesh.
And they turn pro.
That's crazy.
They turn pro in 16.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, you're allowed to turn pro. Mexico, you're allowed to turn pro 16. Hawaii or some of the other states, you can turn pro when you're 16.
Let me say this: if you cannot buy a beer and you're out here fighting grown men, you're a legend, bro.
Yeah, so that's the thing though. Like I have time to time, but you know, fighter actually hit me up from you know, Mexico or even from like a different state. They're like, I'm 17, I got like 8 fights. I'm like, what? You're 17? And like, yeah, but I want to turn pro. I'm like, you can't turn pro in California until you minimum 18. So like, you're amazing. That's why some of those Hawaiians, man, they're like 18 years old and they have like 15 fights. It's crazy.
That's incredible. Yeah.
You know, it's you know, California's more kind of a strict, you know, it's kind of crazy, you know. Now, JB, if people want to get a hold of you to come buy a ticket watching you fight, how can people contact you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So first and foremost, if you're one of my clients and you don't come to my fight, we're done professionally. So we can no longer work together. So you have my number, please text me. All my friends and family, you have my phone number, please text me. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of dropping the ball here. I just made an Instagram.
Oh, cool.
I'm kind of a hermit in that way. I don't really have social media, but just for my business, atomofitness.com, ATOMO fitness.com. Check that out. It'll have all my contacts there. It'll have a link to my Instagram, right? So you can just shoot me a message there if you're looking for a ticket. But everyone at any of the gyms that I train at, the El Camino YMCA in Mountain View, shout out to everybody there. Sorao, Kuleana Jiu-Jitsu. I will have tickets for sale. I'll keep them on me. Let's try to turn it up, man.
Yep.
Let's get a good crowd pop. Let's make it happen.
Now, if your opponent What's his name again?
Heya Mateke.
Heya Mateke. Watching this interview, what do you have to say to him?
I mean, first and foremost, man, respect to anyone who's willing to make the walk. Let's have fun, bro. Let's enjoy the process. Let's enjoy being in the locker room. Let's enjoy the walkout, right? Also, if you don't walk out to Hey Ya by Outkast, that's a huge missed opportunity, bro. If you don't do that, that's kind of a letdown, you know? But yeah, man, respect, and I can't wait. I'm very, very excited. I think we're gonna have fun.
That's pretty awesome, you know. So now, getting into amateur is a huge step. What do you see yourself in MMA as? It's a bucket list, or do you want to make it as a pro?
So I would say right now, call it bucket list. I definitely don't want to make it as a pro. I have so much respect for those guys. I see how hard of a life that is, how hard of a job that is. And I think for me, we're gonna get this fight done. Hopefully get the win, but you know, I'm gonna do my best to make sure I prepare 100%. But let's see what happens after that. I'm more than willing after that to, if I really enjoy the process, maybe make the walk against Isaiah. You know, if I'm lucky. And you know, we'll see what happens, bro.
It's crazy about Isaiah. He don't care who he fights.
So I watched his interview only because I know. Like in some ways I would say I'm a fan of him now just because I've seen him fight Alex and I was so impressed by him.
Yes.
You know, he's a dog, man.
It's
he's
a
crazy
thing. He's the very, very first amateur fight. He fought Kevin James.
Okay.
I don't know. You know who that is?
Kevin James, my training partner, Ryson.
Yeah. So Kevin James was a state champion wrestler, brown belt jiu-jitsu.
It's a tough first walk.
Right. And Isaiah, actually, his coach, some of his friends called me personally, like, we do not want him to fight on your card, pull him out. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I call Isaiah, hey, you know, your coach don't want you to fight, but he's like, no, I'm fighting.
You gotta respect the mindset.
He's like, if I signed up, I'm fighting. He's like, you know, cool about him. He's like, it's an amateur fight. I want to get some experience. If I want to get a tough fight, lost a fight, I want to do it as an amateur. Like, I'm like, well, this kid have a very different mindset because a lot of people that like nowadays, I have another purple belt jiu-jitsu guy 1-0, and all this guy just keep turning him down. Like they cherry pick him. Like he's 1-0. And went to all distance, 3 2-minute rounds. And some people, no, I don't want to fight.
You're gonna have to face it eventually, right?
Right, and it's better face it as an amateur than face it as a pro because the record is amateur. Once you turn pro, your amateur record doesn't count. It wipes out when you start off 0-0. So like, I'm like, wow. And then Isaiah actually have that mindset. That's why I respect that kid a lot. I'm like,
and he's so young. You have to respect him.
Yeah, he's like, he's 20 years old. He's like, I don't care. Just put somebody in there. I'm fighting anybody. I'm like, damn, you know, so I don't think your call out is gonna be a deny. I mean, as soon as you guys finish this event, I think that's the fight to make on the May 24th. And all your clients, you don't want to burn bridges. Make sure you get a ticket from JP.
Hey, thank you for that. Yeah, let me know. I appreciate that.
You know, and it's crazy because people making that walk, having all your friends and family to cheering for you, it's a pleasant day. You know, like who doesn't want to have that support? All your friends and family witness the very important moment of your life. You know, that's it. Everyone talk about training MMA, but how many of those actually making that walk?
Yeah,
not too many. You know, so you're making that walk. Highly respect that. And also, this event is a live stream pay-per-view nationwide. You cannot make it to the event. Making sure you guys order your pay-per-view voucher from DragonHouseMMA.com. So that's all I can tell you guys. And subscribe my YouTube channel. Give me some love and support, and follow us on Instagram. Dragon_House_MMA, and follow us the upcoming event, upcoming indoor grappling tournament. We have all kinds of activity coming from our brand, so making sure you guys stay tuned. You know. Now, any last word you want to share with anyone out there? Now, you were 20. How old are you?
29.
Now, 29. So, as far as like a fighter, you gotta have to do it now or never. You know. So if you want to ever make it to the pro. We'll see. You may be a year amateur and just jump that gun, you know? That's going to be good. Yeah. Now, besides Isaiah, you come to the event or you kind of knowing a lot of MMA fighters in the Bay. Does anyone that's stand out that you a little bit, this guy, you got to watch out. Maybe I'll fight him someday.
I mean, I'm not here to call anybody out. I'm just here to kind of, as they say, do what it do. You know what I mean? I want to go out and just have fun, enjoy myself. Really, I just like to give credit where credit's due, right? So shout out to Isaiah Spencer, shout out to Alex Boris, I know he'll be back. And I'd like to give one positive shout out to one of my training partners, if that's okay. I know he's gonna go pro eventually. Ryson Long, man, I mean, you're a problem. We appreciate having you in the gym. And that kid's gonna go pro for sure.
Yes.
Anywhere he goes, that kid is a problem and an asset to any gym he's at. So
Well, the kid is
just positive recognition.
He's a young kid and he's really dedicated, and he's been wrestling for like what, 10 years?
I think he came out the womb, dude. Yeah, shooting a single.
That guy's like a single leg when he comes out. He's single leg.
He grabbed the doctor and said, yeah, it was over.
Yeah, I can't wait to have him back on my event.
Mhm.
That's definitely a 170-pound prospect. You know, now talk about weight. This fight's welterweight. What do you walk around weight?
So it depends. I've been in camp, right? So I've been training my 2-a-days and everything. I'm floating around 185 right now.
185.
But that's an easy cut for me. It's not a huge deal. Out of camp, I'm probably walking around 190.
I see. So
But
still pretty good.
Still pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
two
very
size welterweight.
reasonable welterweight.
Yeah,
It's not
yes,
crazy.
yes.
It's not crazy.
All right, sounds good. Now,
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead,
We're
go
calling.
ahead.
I just wanted to shout out some people, but I don't know if we're getting to
take
that
your
yet.
time.
Yeah,
This
that's
is your
okay.
moment. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. If there's more, please. I don't mean to interrupt.
Take your
but
time. No. Go ahead. Yeah, it's your channel now.
If I have the platform to shout people out, I really want to shout out Leo Sarao Jiu-Jitsu, all my training partners there. I want to shout out every training partner that I have for striking. Shout out to Coach Dakota at Western Muay Thai, Kuleana Jiu-Jitsu in Sunnyvale. Shout out to all my boys at the Y that'll come hit mitts with me and spar with me. I really appreciate you guys. Shout out to everyone that supported along the way, man. My clients, my friends and family. Mamá, ya sé que no vas a venir a mirar mi pelea, pero te quiero mucho. Seguro que voy a ganar. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my girlfriend Kayla. All that. So I get that out of the way. Thank you.
You look like a Russian to me. what do you always speak Spanish? Oh shit!
So I get that a lot. I get that. I get half Japanese, half white.
Oh shit!
Yeah. My mother's from Peru. My father's from
Well,
here.
you do kind of fit in a little bit of Asian in you. Now you talk about, but from when I look at you, I'm like, this dude is look like some Dagestani and then like double leg, single leg.
I'm gonna shave the mustache. I'm gonna shave the mustache.
That's pretty cool, man. Hey, check out this guy, man. Make sure you guys follow him on Instagram. One more time, what's your Instagram name again?
Blow up the website, atomofitness.com. The Instagram will be there. So please check out my fitness page. Hit me up if you need personal training, any of that stuff. I got you.
And make sure you got a ticket, otherwise the friendship is over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, guys. I'm Zhong Lo signing out. March 15th, Firework Keys Hart Pavilion. Stay tuned. 20 plus fights. Door opens at 3 p.m. First amateur fight kicks off at 4 p.m. Pro fight kicks off at 7:45 p.m. I'll see you guys over there. Thank you again, brother.
My man.
Bruce, signing out.